Good evening and welcome to our 24th Sutta class. Despite his poor health, our esteemed teacher, Venerable Bulwala Ratanasiri Thero, is committed to delivering suttas every Friday. So without much delay, I invite our teacher, Venerable Bulwala Ratanasiri Thero, the chief abbot of Millava Dharma Vijayarama Temple in Sri Lanka, to deliver the 24th Sutta. Over to you, Reverend Sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Reverend Sir.
Sound is not enough.
We can hear you clearly. Reverend Sir, we can hear you clearly.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Reverend Sir, please start.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Sound is not enough. Slow sound.
Reverend Sir, we can hear you.
Hello? මට ඇහෙන්න කියන එක. මට ඇහෙන්නේ මොකක්ද දන්නේ? Good evening. Let's start our Sutta class today. Today the Sutta is Mahā Nidāna Sutta. Sumangala Vilasani is the commentary for Mahā Nidāna Sutta. This Mahā Nidāna Sutta, Buddha explained the Buddha's central doctrine, Paticca Samuppada. When Buddha lived in Kuru country in the Kalmasa Dhamma village, one day Venerable Ananda came to the Buddha and he discussed with the Buddha, and ultimately Venerable Ananda told the Buddha, Bhante, Paticca Samuppada is a deep doctrine. So many people say it is very doctrine and very keen Dhamma, but I can understand it easily. I can understand this doctrine Paticca Samuppada Dhamma very easily. Then what did the Buddha say? No hetang Ananda, no hetang Ananda. This Paticca Samuppada doctrine is not an easy one. It's a deep one. Person without not knowing Paticcasamuppada Dhamma, he circulate or he travel in samsara so many years. Paticcasamuppada is just like interwoven ball of string. So it is not easy one. So don't say it is easy one. It's a very difficult one. In that way, Buddha explained Venerable Ananda how this Paticcasamuppada doctrine is deep. Then Buddha began to explain the Paticcasamuppada Dhamma in detail. Buddha explained Paticcasamuppada Dhamma as a very deep one, but we have to understand it. Commentary, the Sumangala Vilasani, provide us the background of this Paticcasamuppada Dhamma. Sumangala Vilasani provide us so many legends about Kuru Kanti, about former Buddhas, Pacceka Buddhas, and universal kings called Mahā, how they lived there before the Buddha, and other normal persons. So many normal, intelligent persons had lived there in Kururata, because Kururata seemed to be occupied by intelligent persons. You know, Buddha preached a deep Dhamma in the persons who lived in Kuru country. You know that Satipatthana Sutta, it's a very deep sutta. Satipatthana Sutta was also delivered by the Buddha in this Kururata. So in that way, this Mahā Nidāna Sutta, including Paticcasamuppada Dhamma, Buddha preached in Sutta in Kururata, because the persons in Kururata, they were very intelligent. That's the reason. Commenting the Sumangala Vilasini revealed the background of this sutta. Universal King Mahamandatu. Universal King Mahamandatu, he get on his cart and he goes to the heaven also. Abasara heaven, Subhakinnaka heaven. And when he goes there, the gods expect him. God expect him. They didn't refuse him as a human being. They expect him. That means Mahamanda conquered those heavens also as a universal king. Such legends are there in commentary Sumangala Vilasini. In that way, the Buddha has explained so many legends associating Kuru Kanti. Then Buddha began to explain Paticcasamuppada Dhamma one by one. Buddha used his critical method called asking questions. Asking questions and giving answers, he delivered Patitta Samuppada Dhamma. First of all, Buddha asked when Ananda, ain and death, Jara Marana. If there is Jara Marana, Jara means decay, ain, Marana. If there is ain and decay, is there a reason for this decay and egg? Buddha asked. If anyone asks if there is a reason for ain and death, the answer is what? The answer is rebirth, the birth. Because of rebirth, because of birth, there arise Jara, Marana, decay and death. Then the Buddha asked when Ananda, if there is rebirth, jati, if there is rebirth, is there a reason for rebirth? Is there the reason for rebirth? What is the cause of rebirth? What is the dependence of rebirth? In that way, Buddha asks, anyone who asks if there is dependent for rebirth, the answer is what? Answer is bhava, bhava patya jati, kama bhava, rupa bhava, arupa bhava. So the answer is bhava, because of bhava, becoming. Because of becoming, there arise rebirth, jati. If there is no becoming, there is no rebirth. The Buddha explained kama bhava, rupa bhava, arupa bhava. What is kama bhava? Kama bhava means a sense sphere world. Human world is one, and 6 heavens and the 4 hells, those are the sense sphere world, kama bhava. Then rupa bhava, fine material sphere, fine material sphere world. These are called rupa bhava. Then immaterial spheres, those are called arupa bhava. Because of that arupa bhava, there arise jati, rebirth. If anyone asks if there is reason or cause for rebirth, the answer is that kama bhava, rupa bhava, arupa bhava. Then Buddha asked Venerable Ananda whether there is cause for bhava. What is the cause of bhava? If anyone asks if there is bhava, you have to answer upadana patya bhava. Clinging is the reason for bhava. Clinging is the reason for bhava. If anyone asks, is there any reason for bhava? Bhava is arise due to clinging. Buddha asks. So you can understand one element is dependent on other. That is called hetu palavada, reason and effect. One element dependent on other element. So without that element, there is no other element in that way. Now, Buddha asked, what is the reason for clinging? What is the reason for clinging? Clinging. Tanha paccaya upadana. Clinging, the reason for clinging is craving, greed, craving. Kama tanha, bhava tanha, vibhava tanha. There are three kinds of craving. In other sense, there are 109 kind of cravings. Let's see those kama tanha, bhava tanha, vibhava tanha. What is kama tanha? Kama tanha means to be born in the sense sphere world. If any person like to be born as a god, as a human being, or any other person, that is kama bhava. He like to remain in kama bhava. Sometimes very poor person think one day I will be born as a rich man. Or some weak person, he think I will be born one day as a powerful person. In that way, some people like to remain in bhava, kama bhava. Or some person maybe think of to be born in heaven, like God Sakra, to have pleasure, to have sensual pleasure. In that way, the thing that is kama bhava, kama tanha. Kama tanha. That is, kama tanha means person who wants to fulfill his sense organ. Always he wants to fulfill his sense organ, that is kama tanha. Rupa, sabda, gandha, rasa, sparsa. Object, sound, smell, like that. They want to sense their five faculties, that is kama tanha. In that way, kama tanha. Bhava tanha means he have to remain in the world, sense spheres, like heaven, Brahmaloka, in that way. He want to stay there. Vibhava tanha means, what is vibhava tanha? Vibhava tanha, it connects with nihilism, Uccedavada. Person who believes in nihilism, he says, after his death, nothing more. There is no rebirth. There is no so-called rebirth. All finished. So, in this present life, I have to sense my 5 organs as far as possible. I want to sense the maximum pleasure in that way. That is, that craving is called vibhava tanha. So the reason for the clinging is vibhava tanha. Vibhava tanha. Then Buddha asked when Ananda, if anyone asks you whether there is any reason, any element that is for clinging, it is craving. It is craving. Then what is the cause for the craving? What is the cause for the craving? Cause for the craving, as you know, the 6 faculties called salayatana. Chakku, sota, gana, jivha, kaya, mana. Eyes, ear, nose, tongue, and body, and mind. Salayatana is where? Salayatana is in 5 aggregate. So all together, Salayatana is regarded as in this sutta as Nama Rupa. So because of Nama Rupa, there arises clinging. Nama Rupa, there arise consciousness, Nama Rupa. Nama Rupa, according to Nama Rupa, there arise consciousness. In that way, the Buddha explained. Then Buddha explained vice versa. Vice versa. From first he explained from end to beginning and then beginning to end. In that way, vice versa, he began to explain. Then again, Buddha explained 5 aggregates. What are the 5 aggregates? Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankara, Vijnana. In this sutta, in Mahā Nidāna Sutta, the 5 aggregate is as a link that connect the Paticcasamuppada Dhamma from beginning to end and from end to beginning. So this is a link, 5 aggregates. What are the 5 aggregates? Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankara, Vijnana. Rupa is the matter. Now, that is the outer appearance of the person. Rupa. At once we have the vision of the person. That is Rupa. It is made of matter. Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu. Patavi, that is solidity. Apo, that is liquidity. Tejo, heat. Vayu, air. By combination of these 4, especially, and another 28 elements, the matter is formed there. That is Rupa Skandha. Then Vedana. Vedana is Skandha. Vedana is Skandha means feeling, that you feel some pressure or you feel some pain in that way, that is called pleasure, feeling. Then Vedana, Sanya, the Sanya perceptions. That is, Sanya means that is the ability to understand the kind of feeling. This is a pain, this is a pleasure, this is equanimity. In that way, the person can understand, recognize the pain because of that aggregate sanya. Then sankara. Sankara is the mental formation. Sankara is very important in karma and rebirth also. Sankhara. Sankhara is also of many kinds. Punyami Sankhara, Apunyami Sankhara. Avyakuta Sankhara. In that way, Punyami Sankhara means when the person do meritorious deeds, wholesome deeds, that is Punyami Sankhara. When people commit sin, unwholesome, that is apunyami sanskara. Then arahant, when they perform wholesome activities, they come avyakata because that avyakata does not form karma. There is no karma power. Because they have abolished ignorance. So normal person has ignorance, avidya. So he gather, accumulate punyami sankhara and apunyami sankhara, it becomes sankhara. Then in that way, sankhara, sankhara is the link to have the rebirth. Because of sankhara, there arise vijnana. Now in this sutta, there is some alternation. In this sutta says, because of five aggregates, Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankara, Vijnana, consciousness. Because of that five aggregates, there arise consciousness. Again, because of that consciousness, there arise five aggregates. That is how that doctrine of Paticcasamuppada Dharma begins from start and point to end, and begin with end point from to the starting point. Then Buddha explained, because of five aggregates, again Buddha expressed in vice versa, because of the five aggregates, there arise consciousness. Because of consciousness, again there arise five aggregates. Then five aggregates. Because of five aggregates, there arise contact. So contact is impression, the contact. Contact is also very important in doctrine of karma. The karma vipaka begins with the contact. Because of five aggregates, there arise contact. To arise contact, there may be many conditions. One, now suppose if there is I, if there is object, if there is consciousness, there happens contact. So that contact becomes the karma vipaka. So this connect with karma vipaka. Five aggregates. Now I told you, because of five aggregate, there arise consciousness. Again, because of consciousness, there arise five aggregates. Then it goes on, because of five aggregates, there arise contact, because in five aggregates there are six faculties. So this contact happened in the six faculties. Now you know, in five aggregates there is I. If there is object outside, then the contact happen on the doors of the I by mixing, by coming advent of consciousness. If there is sound outside, then on the doors of ear, there arise sound consciousness. If there is smell outside, on doors of the nose, the consciousness is there, and there arise consciousness. Tongue also same. Body also same. Mind also same. In that way, there arise contact. So, all together we say, because of five aggregates, there arise contact. Then, because of contact, what will there arise? Buddha asks, because of contact, what will there arise? Buddha asks from Nidāna. If anyone asks, what is to be arise because of contact, the answer is feeling, the Buddha said. Feeling. Then, because of feeling, what is there to be arise? Buddha asked, if anyone asks you, what is to be arise because of feeling, it is craving. Craving is arise dependent on feeling, dependent origination. Then because of craving, what is there to be arise? There arise clinging. Clinging means so much of desire, clinging, upadana. There arise upadana. If anyone asks whether there is something that causes to arise craving, that is clinging, Then Buddha asks, if there is anything for the becoming, if there is any cause for the becoming. If anyone asks you if there is reason for arising, becoming, you must give the answer as clinging. Upadana pattaya bahu, ida pattayata. Upadana pattaya bahu. Then becoming, again, becoming, what is becoming? Again, kama bhava, rupa bhava, arupa bhava. Because of clinging, there arise becoming. Kama bhava. Kama bhava means fine material sphere. Human world, 6 heaven, and 4 hell. So person like to be born in heaven for pleasure. For some person like to be born in as a human being, as a powerful person, or as a king, as a scientist. In that way, they hope. Sometimes they hope, they keep hope and they engage in meritorious deeds to be born in heaven or as a human being, as a rich person. In Mahā, our chronicle, there is a story connect to that point. I will tell you in brief. You know King Dutugamunu, who rescued this Sri Lanka from Tamils, and when King Dutugamunu, he was eldest Buddhist priest in the temple. But he was very pious and he protected his morality, engaged in meditation and morality in that way. Now that all bhikkhu was in the bed, he was nearly to die. At that time, King Kavantissa and Queen Queen Viharamaddevi came to the temple and asked about that old monk. And the priest said, he is in the bed, he is serious now. If you like, you can see him in that way. So King Kavantissa and Mahā, they went to the bed and they serve him by drinking gilampasa and all that, means drinking medicine. He treated him and said, Bhante, after death, where you will be born? Where will you like to be born? That is the question asked from Dharmadi. Then that old monk, he said, I will be born in heaven. I would like to born in heaven. Then what happened? Viharamaddevi appealed, don't be born in heaven. You may conceive in my womb as a prince to rescue this country. At last, the Thera expected, because the Thera, he had committed so many meritorious deeds. He accepted this, and he told, I will be born in your womb. Then King Kavantissa and Queen Mahā, they took their departure, and when they were going on way, there is a story called their cart was drowned in the mud, because at that time that Thera died and he conceived in the womb of the Queen Vihara Mahadevi. Later, the child was born. He was called Dutugamunu. Then he rescued the country and he built 126 Mahā. So many meritorious deeds he did. Such things there. So I was talking about becoming Kama Bhava, Kama Bhava Vibhava, Kama Bhava Vibhava, becoming. Before that, five aggregates. Because of five aggregates, there arise contact. And because of contact, there arise feeling. Because of feeling, there arise craving. Because of feeling, there arise craving. You know what is craving? Kama tanha, bhava tanha, vibhava tanha. Then clinging. Because of clinging, there becomes becoming bhava. Kama bhava, rupa bhava, arupa bhava. The Buddha asks, what is the arise to because of becoming? There arise birth. There arise birth. Then, because of birth, there arise ain. Because of ain means decaying, getting old, and death. You get old and death. And because of that, there arise unsatisfactory. In that way, the Buddha explained the connection of the Patitta Samuppada. Then Buddha asked again from when Ananda, if there is no humanity in the world, Manushyattva, if there is no humanity in the world, if there is no divinity in the world, deity, gods, if there is no devils in the world, if there is no animism in the world, would there be a fear, pain and death? Then when Ananda answered, no. If there is no humanity, if there is no divinity, animism, there won't be pain and death. That was When Ananda answered, then Buddha again explained, because of feeling, there arise craving. You know what is craving? Then Buddha explained in detail those craving and other things. Craving, because of craving. When the person has craving, what does he do? He observes it. He does not stay just. He, what does he say? He say, if there is no humanity, no divinity, animism, would there be appear in and death? There is no those things. Then what did the Vinananda ask? No. There is no anything. So that is the nature of Paticca Samuppada. Then craving. Because of craving, there is observation. If you have craving for some object, you are going to observe it. What kind of thing? What is the value of these things? From where has it come? In that way, he observed because of craving. Then, when he is observing, he has beneficiaries there. Beneficiaries means he has objects to think. He has so many objects to think. Those are the beneficiaries. Then what happened? Because of beneficiaries, the person begins to investigate the object. What is the element? What is the function of this object? What is the use of this object? In that way, he is going to investigate. Then after investigating, if it is a useful one, there arises in him the favoritism. There arises favoritism in him. Then what does he do? Because of favoritism, he addicted. So much of addicted. Nothing there is except that. Suppose a young boy fell in love with a young girl, and that boy addicted to that girl. Then he says, there is no anything better than that. That is addiction. So because of addictions, what will happen? Because of addiction, it arises in the mind egoism. This is mine. This girl is mine, not others. So if any boy comes to court her, sometimes there may be so many trouble arise because of egoism. Then, because of egoism, there arise misery. Miseries arise. Again, Maheshwari is connected to desire also. He does not like to give any other person. If he addicted to some object, he does not give that object to any other person. That is Maheshwari. You know, there are so many rich persons. They were mices, like Macharya Kosatiya Sitana. Macharya Kosatiya Sitana, he does not like to spend his money on his food also. That is misery. Misery arises because of egoism, because they are mind, egoism, I, mind, egoism. Then, because of misery, what will they arise? Buddha asks Nidāna. Ananda, what will they arise because of misery? They arise what? Security. Why? Now this, we have to look after that object. We have to give security, safeguard. We have to save it. Their security arise. Because of security, what happened? How can we give security? To give some security, to protect them, robbers, enemies, we have to bear weapons. Bars, we have to use weapons. So there arise weapons also. Then to use weapons, you have to tell lies. Because if you mispowered your gun, you have to tell lies for your safeguard. So the line is arise. Then malicious words also they arise. Sometimes they are going to use malicious words to separate intimate friends. Such things happen. So Buddha explained very clearly, dependent originatedly, all those problems arise. Then the Buddha explained function of the consciousness using function of the consciousness. Buddha explained how this consciousness, our consciousness, function in the different grounds. Buddha pointed out there are so many grounds that survival, the consciousness, there Buddha pointed out 7 grounds. Ground means here the world. 7 worlds that survive the consciousness. One ground is that is sense sphere world, heavens, gods. So their consciousness can survive in gods. Consciousness can survive in human beings. Consciousness can survive in animals. Like that, those are the ground that the consciousness survives. The other ground is Avasara Devas. There is a kind of gods called Avasara Deva. They spread a rays from their bodies. That is called Abhasara Deva. So Abhasara Deva. So consciousness survive there in Abhasara gods also. Then Subhakinnaka Deva. Consciousness live there in Subhakinnaka Deva. Then in that way, Buddha explained further, Devas achieved in some Devas achieved in Akasanantayatana. You know that Brahmas, immaterial, sense sphere world, there are Brahmas, Akasanantayatana, Vijnanantayatana, Akintantayatana, Nevasannanyasannayatana. So Devas, the Brahmas, who attain to Akasanantayatana, Vijnana is also must be survived there. Vijnana can stay there. Vijnana can survive there. Then next, Akasanantayatana, Vijnanantayatana. In Vijnanantayatana also, those consciousness can be survived. Then Akintanyayatana. Then Neva Sanya, Na Sanyayatana. So those are the 7 grounds that can be survived consciousness in this sutta. In Mahā Nidāna Sutta, Buddha has pointed out 7 grounds. In those 7 grounds, Vijnana can survive there. If there is Vijnana, it is being. If there is Vijnana in anything, it is being, kind of being. So Akasa, Brahmas, some Brahmas, if they attain to Akasanantayatana, Vijnana can survive there. Those are the 7 grounds. Then Buddha explained in this sutta ultimately 8 emancipation, salvation that the meditator gain. Meditator means those who hope to enter Nibbana. He practiced his meditation. Gradually he entered those dhanas and he stayed there as he liked for many hours or days as he liked. He stayed there and he experiences it, that emancipation. 8 kind of emancipation there. When the mendicant continue his object, he sees through the first jhana, means vitakka, vichara, piti, sukha, ekaggata. Fine material sense sphere world, there those consciousness are there. There, when the person attain to that vitakka, vichara, piti, sukha, ekaggata dhyana, he remains there and experiences that calm and quietness. That is his emancipation. In that way, he, in second step, the vision, he sees the vision of Vichara Piti Sukhe Kaggata in Jhana. In that way, he goes on and he emancipates their experiences, emancipation, salvation. Then he goes up to Akasanantayatana, and that is immaterial. He thinks space is eternal, space is eternal, and experiences is here. He feels emancipation there. Then at last he went to Neva Sanya, Na Sanyayatana. He attained to Neva Sanya, Na Sanyayatana, and he achieved emancipation there, experiences emancipation. Then he comes to the Sanya Vedita Nirodha. After that Sanya Vedita Nirodha also, he experienced emancipation. So Buddha has pointed out in this Mahā Nidāna Sutta 8 grounds that the mendicant can experience as emancipation before to enter into arahantship. So this mendicant, he so many times from beginning to end or end to beginning, many times, any days, as he like, he experiences so many times. Then he began to enter Soān, Sakurdagami, Anagami, Arihant. Now he is ready because he experiences 8 emancipation ground there. Now he is ready to enter Nibbana. Then what will happen? When he enters Nibbana, Sakkaya Ditthi, Vichikitta, Silabbata Paramasa, he abolishes. He abolishes 10 fetters. Sakkaya Ditthi, what is that? Egoism. He abolished it earlier, egoism. Vichikitta, skepticism, he abolished it. Silabbata Paramasa, wrong ways for achieving Nibbana. Wrong ways achieving Nibbana. So he avoid those things. Then Sakkaya Ditthi, Vichikitta, Silabbata Paramasa. Then Sakurdagami stage. When he comes to Sakurdagami stage, halfway round he abolishes those fetters, Kamaraga Patiga. Kamaraga means desire to have sensual pleasure. In halfway round, not completely, in halfway round. Patiga is anger. In halfway round he abolishes. Now you know Visakha Upasika. She entered into Soān, but he led the household life because she had not abolished completely those Kamaraga Patiga. Then Sakurdagami, then Anagami. In Anagami stage, they abolish completely those 2 fetters, Kamaraga, Vyapada, completely. Then another 5, Arahat, Aruparaga, Mana, Uddhacca, Avidya. Kamaraga, Ruparaga, Aruparaga, Mana, Uddhacca, Avidya. those 5 fetters he abolished and attained to Nibbana. That is the end of the sutta. Now in this sutta we can understand when anyone want to enter Nibbana, we have to develop those 8 emancipations. First, he must enter that 8 emancipations. Vitakka, vichara, pita, sukha, ekaggata, 5 sensual material sphere, then Akasanantayatana, Viññānantayatana, Akiññāyatana, those 8 grounds. You have to so many times, you have to experience it. After experiencing, he can abolish 10 fetters and he can understand Arahanthood, or he can become Arahant. So at once, anyone can't be Arahant at once. That is the procedure. Now you know, but you know there is a controversy. Upadissa call it the story. Upadissa entered Sovan when the 2 lines of the stanza, when he heard Ye Dhamma Hetu Pavava Tesam Hetu Tathagato Aha. That means that they have, when at once they hear those 2 stanzas, just they have come to those steps. They have come to those emancipations, 8 emancipations, because in former life they have experienced, practiced all those things. So anyone who wants to achieve Nibbana, you have to follow this procedure. After proceeding this, you can enter Arahantship. On the other hand, this doctrine Paticcasamuppada avoid egoism, Atman, soul. Non-soul theory is there because there is no any permanent thing. If there arises pain, it disappears. If there arises pressure, it disappears. If there arises equanimity, it disappears. No anything. If there arises craving, it disappears. If there is arising clinging, it does not stay forever. It is eradicated. That is the non-soul theory. So this throughout this Paticcasamuppada doctrine in Mahā Nidāna Sutta, Buddha explained his non-soul theory. Now I think the time is up now. Let me stop my sutta lesson with this. Thank you very much for you listening to me. Blessing of the triple beam be showered upon you.
Much merit to you, Reverend Sir, for delivering another insightful sutta, Mahā Nidāna Sutta. It's quite a lengthy sutta, but you managed to deliver the essence of it. So we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And thank you, dear Dhamma listeners, for tuning in, either in Zoom or through the YouTube Sangakaya Foundation YouTube channel to listen to the sutta. If you do have any questions, you can unmute your microphone and ask within the Zoom session, or you can submit the question through the Google Sheet, the Google form with the QR code that appears on the screen right here, and we will be sure to send you the answer or the feedback. And if you do have requests for suttas, you can also submit the name of the sutta to us, and Reverend Sir will then deliver your requested sutta as well. So once again, thank you very much for listening to the Dhamma. Much merit to you, to listen, those who listen to the Dhamma, and much merit to our Reverend Teacher for delivering the Dhamma. So we will meet again with a new sutta next Friday, same time. Until then, have a good evening. Does anybody have any questions though? If not, we will end the meeting. I will end the meeting now, Reverend Sir.